fall when we were trying to decide on a study, the kingdom story was presented to me, and I thought it was a wonderful thing to do, and it has been. The kingdom story does an amazing job of connecting the dots between scripture of the Old Testament and the New Testament, and to see the character of God throughout and his incredible story.
And I think the biggest thing that I've taken away from the kingdom story is that I've always felt like a little fish in a big sea kind of thing, and like we're in college and we're all going through the motions, and there's like a big world out there. And I think like seeing that God has a story and it's one big story, and that we, each of us, are specifically a part of that story, was like the biggest thing that I took away.
What I took from the kingdom story would probably be that God never gives up on us, that we have all fallen in sin, and yet he still pushes like for us to be our best, and he still loves us, and he just never gives up.
I always avoid the Old Testament because I hate history. And so when Susan brought this up, I said, okay, this will be really good for these girls. And at the same time, God said, actually, this is going to be really good for you. The biggest thing that I took away from this is that the Old Testament matters, that it's the whole story. And that, when God created us, it was different than when he created everything else. And he said, it is very good. And so that carried me through to look at life now, and to look at the patterns that have taken place over the years, and the patterns that still take place now. And just that when he created us, he said it is very good, which also means that he wants to see us be very good. He wants to see us succeed in our lives.
There's a pattern of how we keep falling into evils and seeing idols in our life, and that led me to read the book of Jeremiah on my own, because I was really moved by one of the scriptures we read on that. And in that, it talked about how he kept trying to tell people in Israel and Jerusalem to not worship these idols. And I thought of an analogy that's like it's putting Neosporin over a bullet wound. It might stay disinfected, but you're still going to have a bullet wound. And then in the kingdom story, God is telling us he's going to take the bullet out. God has really taken the bullet out of my life, you could say, of academics. And in this past year, I've really had to let go of stress and whatnot, because I'm applying to medical school, and I really have to let that go to God and not worry about school or basketball or anything that's related, and really just pray that he has this plan worked out for me. And that's also in Jeremiah, where it says that we have our plans, our life is all in God's hands, and it's not in ours. And that's really something that's hard for college students to give up, because so often we want to know what's going to happen. But that's really something that you have to let God control.
I think the most important thing that I've gotten from it is God's long suffering for us and his love for us. And the story that struck me the most was when Moses brought them through the Red Sea, and they go to Mount Sinai, and they're about to witness this marriage ceremony between God and his people. And the people turn to idols, and God's response, and his broken heart for them, and yet his love for them to just keep wooing us back. And I will the study has been an amazing thing for our girls. It's been an amazing thing for me, and to be part of a story where our part is just to glorify him and to see Jesus come back again for his bride.